Selamat malam teman-teman. Di sini seperti yang sudah teman-teman lihat di layar, kita akan mulai IELTS Course Trial Class. Nah, sebelum masuk ke sesi, saya akan menjelaskan sedikit apa itu IELTS Course Trial Class. Jadi, sesi malam ini merupakan bagian dari IELTS Course TransforMe yang panjangnya itu selama 6 minggu. Jadi pada sesi malam ini memberi teman-teman kesempatan untuk tahu gimana IELTS Course TransforMe itu dilaksanakan begitu, karena mungkin sistemnya online, ini baru teman-teman masih apakah efektif belajar IELTS online gitu, apa bedanya dengan nonton video di YouTube aja seperti itu. Kalau misalnya sama, kenapa harus ikut course? Karena mungkin kita tahu teman-teman di sini mungkin udah belajar IELTS secara mandiri juga dan memanfaatkan YouTube atau platform yang lain. Nah, kenapa sih harus harus pakai guru gitu, harus repot-repot ikut course? Mungkin itu yang penting dari sesi pada malam hari ini. Selain itu, karena ini namanya trial class, jadi kita juga akan masuk ke materi IELTS pada malam hari ini gitu. Jadi teman-teman bisa mendengarkan materi sesi pertama IELTS course yang lain. Nah, kalau nanti teman-teman ingin lanjut untuk ke course yang fullnya, nanti silahkan bisa chat WA Blast, nomor WA yang mungkin teman-teman ada reminder untuk join Zoom pada malam hari ini, silahkan chat nomor tersebut atau DM kami via Instagram. Nah, pada sesi malam hari ini udah ada Miss Devfa. Halo, Miss.
Halo, hi. Selamat malam semuanya. Hello, good evening everyone. How are you doing?
Good evening, Miss.
Hello. I found that the list participants here, I think someone just new, someone just the old one, someone that joined the scholarship incubator, someone that joined the global etc program. So I want to greet every of you. Hello everyone. How are you doing? Please write down in the chat box. Imes, have you finished about your information about this program?
Yes, Miss.
You want to talk? Okay, so let's just get started. Please write down in the text in the chat box, where are you going to go, guys? Are you going to go for the bachelor's degree, master's degree, or PhD? And plus your requirements. Perhaps you need 7.5, perhaps you need 7, perhaps you need 6.5. So please write down so I will know about it. Okay. Master's degree, how much scores do you need? Hi, hello, Mbak Sandy. Hi, Iman, Saputra. Hi, Royhan. Some of the new names here. Master's degree, how much scores you need? 6.5, 7? Because master's degree are also various. How much you need? So I will know about your target score. Harold Sianturi, I'm going to have master's degree in 7.5. 7.5 tuh biasanya berarti you are going to go to Ivy League, or kalau di Inggris namanya Russell Group, kalau di Australia Group of 8 gitu ya, GO8. So perhaps you want to go to that kind of university, yeah? 7.5 is pretty high. Avalina, hello, hi. Alan Marino, hi. Master's degree and I need minimal 7, right? Minimal 7 means to go to some kind of probably technical, engineering course, am I correct? Or natural science? Sheila, hello, Miss. Master's degree, Miss 7.0, right? 7.0, now it's normal, yeah? Almost all of the master's degree need 7.0. Hi, Miss Devfa. My name is Sharon. I'm going to register for PhD program in the USA. Hence, in the requirement is to get 7.5. Hello, Sharon. Some of the participants here are also going to take the PhD, so probably you can get to know each other with each other. Intan, master's degree 7, Miss. Fitri, I need 7.5 if that possible, Miss. Yeah, Fitri, because you've got 7 before, yeah? Or 7.5, I forgot. Hello, Miss Devfa, I want to pursue PhD, need 7.0, IELTS, I want to apply a scholarship for AS if possible. AS requirements is still low, for master's degree is just 5.5, I guess, and for PhD is just 6, am I correct? But unfortunately, the campus will require you more, but then they will pay you for the training, you know, and all of the stuff after you get the scholarship. So don't worry about that. But at least you can apply for the AAS, yeah? So Intan, are you going to apply for the PhD or master's degree? Because it's different. PhD requires 6 only, and master's degree 5.5. Junawir, I need IELTS 6.5 for my PhD degree. All right. Okay. Okay. So let's just get started. If you join to our program, you're gonna have this, we call it as a LMS, Learning Management System. It's basically the system that we created for you to have an online learning, to have a proper online learning course, yeah, because by having these things, you can have a questions and answer with the trainers here, or in other places that we have provided, and you also can have a look to the recording file afterwards. You will get around, I think, 8 modules, if I'm not mistaken. This is the overview one. Overview. Kayaknya this is wrong deh. This is supposed to be listening. Coba tolong kasih tahu ya, Imes, ke Afda. Yang listening salah, harusnya overview. Kemudian yang reading juga masih belum tepat, jadi tolong diberitahu. So you're gonna have 8 modules. The overview 1, module 1 for the listening, module 2 for the reading, module 3 for the writing skills, module 4 for the grammar for IELTS writing, module 5 for the speaking, module 6 for the post-test, and the self-learning part of the IELTS itself. So today I'm going to talk to you about the overview and the listening part. So please have your note. Probably you are going to have your dinner, so it's fine. If you have any questions, please just write it down in the chat box, and please raise your hand if you think you need to do so, yeah. We're gonna have the azan first, so just have a break for 7-8 minutes. Okay, so please, I will continue afterwards because it's pretty loud. Okay, as I mentioned before, if you join to this course, you're gonna have these 8 modules. So first the overview, and then the listening modules, and then the reading part, and then the writing, grammar for writing, speaking skills, post-test, and the self-learning. And I also believe that some of you that joined to this class had done the pre-test last week, I guess. So don't worry if you don't have time to do the pre-test, because we're gonna have the pre-test. You can do your pre-test by your own, actually. All right, so IELTS consists of 4 tests. Everyone knows that. And which one do you think is the hardest part? I believe everyone will have the same answer. Which one do you think is the hardest part? Do you think it's listening, reading? Ya, boleh tulis di kolom chat. Writing, speaking, writing. Definitely writing, of course. Yeah, so writing is the hardest part, absolutely, yeah. For Indonesian people, those 2 different skills, the active one, writing, and the speaking, must be the most difficult part. But don't overlook the others too, listening and reading, because it's also the part that you can achieve a lot of scores, actually. Writing and speaking with masker, with the mask, yeah. Writing and speaking. Okay, right. So have you done this pretest? I think, yeah, for all of you, I think for all of you that has registered to our course. For those who haven't, don't worry, we're gonna have some of the low cost pretest we're gonna have every Wednesday, actually. So you can just join. You just need to tune in, stay tuned to our social media, either it's IG or Facebook. So we're gonna have all of the information there. Okay, how about the result of your pretest? It's still going on. You will have the email for all of the speaking score, all of the each score. Okay, not yet, Dwi Sari. All right. this is, I think, the syllabus. So I have prepared this syllabus carefully based on my experience in teaching IELTS for quite a long time, 8 years. It's turning 8 years now. So you will have 12-hour sessions live Zoom like this. So if you look at this syllabus, I have made this for those who are aiming to get 6.5 until 7.5. Most of you to pursuing master's degree, but some of you would like to have PhD as well, or perhaps some of you would like to have bachelor's degree. Is there anyone who would like to have bachelor's degree here? Can you please just type to the chat box so I will know where are you going to go, because we can also help some of the international students in the high school, or perhaps it's those who are just studying in the national school. You can just because one of my ex-students, they made video on TikTok and it's coming viral. So many of the high school students, they know about me as well. So nowadays I teach some of them to take either international program in Indonesia or going abroad. Okay, so if you look at this syllabus that I have prepared very carefully. So the first one, you have done this, and then we are turning to this. We're gonna have the brainstorming. How much score do you need? That is why I always ask how much score, so I can help you from your starting point to your and finish line. And then we're gonna talk about the listening, and then the first module about the listening skills. And then after that, you will have a lot of materials in the self-learning skills that you can do by your own after you know all of the tips and the tricks, after you know how to finish it carefully, how to get the highest score, how to handle this type of questions, that type of questions. So you can do by your own for the listening skills. So if you look at the gray area part, it means that those 15 hours that you can do for the listening, for the reading, writing, and the speaking. So in total, you will get 40 hours. After that, we're going to talk about the reading and then the writing. Writing, we've got writing task 1 and task 2. I will focus more on the writing task 2 and then moving on to the speaking, and then to the writing task 2 again, then the speaking, and then moving on to the task 1 and then task 1, speaking simulation, and all of the simulation. Okay, so I hope you get this kind of syllabus. You can understand about what I have arranged for minimum 6 weeks. Maximum you can make it longer with your own self-learning skills, self-learning materials. So you can make it up to 3 to 6 months by your own actually. Okay. I had talked about this last week. So for those who had visited my class last week, you will understood about this. I explained about what's different between IELTS and TOEFL. I will just go through quickly. So TOEFL, ITP 1, 500, 450, 550, 600, you knew all about those old-fashioned type of things. I was just wondering why some ministries or some public companies in Indonesia still use that kind of test as a requirement for studying abroad. Is just nonsense for me, because they just assess the listening, the passive skills, structure and grammar, and reading comprehension. So there's no such a writing and speaking part. While IELTS come with the more comprehensive one with all of those passive and active skills. IELTS, everyone knows that. What is IELTS? But to be very honest, if I never went to the UK, I would never understand what is IELTS. I thought it's just a scam because it's so expensive. $195 at the time. At the time, I paid with dollars converted to rupiahs, yeah. But now they just make it like 3 million rupiahs. That's the first time I understood about IELTS. So probably some of you also the same with me, but for some others, perhaps you knew IELTS since a long time ago. But for me, if I would never study abroad, then I will never know about IELTS at all. There are only 3 official bodies that can release the official score. So if TransforMe release the score, it's just the prediction score. If other institutions like TBI, like TLIA, like LBI UI, it's just the prediction score. But the official bodies that can release the official script, transcript is just these three bodies: British Council, ILF, and IDP. For IDP itself, we had our collaborations. We conduct collaborations with IDP. So if you take the test in IDP, we'll get a discount for 150,000 rupees. So you will just need to pay 2.85 million rupees. Okay, computer delivery, this is the one of the test that came up in 2019. So I strongly suggest you guys to take this test instead of others. Why? Because the listening, reading, and writing will come with the computer, and it's much convenient. Listening, you're gonna have the big headphone and very high expensive one, high end, you know, and it's so clear for the listening. And for the reading, there are two parts I will show you later for the screen, so it's easy for you to find out the questions and the answers. Writing also, you don't need to count the words, so you just need to type everything on the box that they have provided, but the speaking will remain the same. Speaking will test face-to-face because they believe speaking is the most effective one by face-to-face. And then TOEFL comes now in a different way. So they are now providing for those who are going to study abroad. So they call it as an IBT, internet-based test. Basically, they also assess all of those skills that I mentioned before. But however, I don't know, I couldn't find it's convenient to have the speaking test with computers because there are a lot of noises and there are a lot of requirements that you have to know beforehand. Like you have to speak after the tone before, you know, a lot of things that we need practice for having these things, and for the practice itself, it's pretty rare to find. So, and TOEFL IBT type of questions not similar with IELTS, so it's much more theoretical compared to IELTS. IELTS is more applicable, you know, like for daily life in your new life abroad. However, be careful if you would like to go to this university, either in the US, France, Germany, or in Canada. Few of the university, they just require IBT. They just require IBT, so they don't accept IELTS because it's made by them. Yeah, that's the producers of the IBT is from the US. Miss, do we need to still need to put the mask for taking action? More of my students take the tests in ILF, I will ask her. I will make sure whether it's still needed to use the mask. I believe so, yeah, because it's inside of the room, you know, inside of the room. Probably people still prefer to wear mask, but I will make sure for you tomorrow. She will have the test tomorrow. One experience that I got from TransforMe's clients that she's going to go to the University of George Washington. It's just accept IBT, yeah. So starting from now, I saw that some of you would like to go to the US. Please make sure that you you know, you find the right test. Don't waste your money for IBT or for IELTS for nothing. Which IELTS, obviously academic, because you are going to study. If you're going to work, there is a program in Australia called as the Working Holiday Visa, WHV program. It requires general training instead of academic because it's for working. So be careful which one that you use. If you would like to move to other countries for permanent residence, you need general training as well. What the difference between academic and general training? In academic, the reading and the writing are more academic, as the name. So you will have 3 different passages of international scientific journal. Meanwhile, in writing, you have to create 2 essays. And in general training, the reading part is pretty easy. Only 1 scientific journals, and the rest are just like flyers, posters, brochures, manual book of something. So it's much easier. And for the writing itself, you just need to create 1 essay, and the another one is just the letter, complaint letter, resignation letter, any kind of letter. The test itself will take around 2.5 hours in a row. So please prepare yourself, your physical and mental things, because 2.5 is pretty long. This is the result for the TOEFL. It's pretty, hard to remember this kind of maximum score. But for IELTS, it's much simpler, 0 until 9. Most of your result for your what do you call, pre-test is around here. Sometimes got 4.5, sometimes 5, 5.5, some others get 6. And your requirements for study is mostly like here. If you're going for undergraduate degree, means bachelor's 1, they just require you 5.5 until 6, unless you are willing to go to Oxford or Yale or Harvard, they require you 7 for the bachelor's degree. Undergraduate means bachelor's, yeah. And for the postgraduate, means master's and PhD, it's around 6.5 until 7.5. Few of them still ask 6.0, but I've never heard any campus in the world asking for more than 7.5. So 7.5 is the highest point. From here, I have explained about this last week as well. You have to prepare your strategy. Yeah, you have to get, if you want to get overall 7, tadi ada yang nulis 7, ada yang mau 7.5 for example, there must be 2 skills that more than 7, for probably listening and speaking, or reading and speaking, or listening and reading. Okay, so for example, this one, 7.5, and this one 7.5, and then this one is 6.0, let's say, because it's totally difficult. And then speaking one, let's say 6.5. So 15, 21, 27.5. So the overall must be around 6.875. It equals to 7. Okay, so that's the strategy. So set your strategy until now. Wow, miss, it's difficult to get reading 7.5. Okay, then get 7, but make it speaking 7 as well. Yeah, so that kind of strategy is absolute. You can't get any high score if you don't have the strategy. Yeah, I always say that please practice GPS. Yeah, so GPS is, G is the goal. Okay, one sec. And then after that, set the priority. Yeah, take the class. If you don't have money to take the class, find out the free teacher or tutors that want to help you in YouTube, perhaps on YouTube, on perhaps. No. And after that, put your strategy. Yeah, so it's impossible to get 7 without any strategy, and it's impossible to do the strategy without any goal. So these 3 things is mandatory: goal, priority, and the strategy. So what I want to teach you is this one. Okay, this 2 is on yours, not on me. But me, I will teach this one a strategy how to get that instead of the exercise itself. The exercise you can do by your own. Yeah, by having your priority in the middle of your busy time at work. I can understand that, yeah. But at the end, it will be paid off. So is it okay, miss, if one of the skill is lower than the others? It's absolutely okay. It's definitely fine. If you look at to the campus criteria or to any scholarship criteria, they will give you 2 criteria. Some of them give you 2 criteria. Some others, they just give you 1 criteria. So the overall criteria and the each band score criteria. So most of the master's degree in the UK, for example, they require you to get 6.5 overall with no less than 6.0 in each band score. But some campuses in Australia, they just require you for the overall. They don't care if you got writing 5, for example, as long as the overall is 6.5, they will accept you. So different style. In Columbia University, that's why a lot of Indonesian goes to Columbia. TransforMe itself, I think we've got more than 5 clients go to Colombia. It's because only the overall 7. Yeah, it's easy compared to those in the UK that require you to get overall 7. Each band scores no less than 6.5, because for the writing 6.5 is pretty hard. So that's what I can answer for your questions, Intan. So find out whether the requirement is only 1 or there are 2 requirements. Citra, the campus requires 7 overall, each band score minimum. Ya, ini berarti yang 2 score ya, yang apa? They require 2 score, two kind of requirements. So if you get 7 overall but you cannot get the writing 6.5, ada 2 opsinya. Tawar menawar, nanti bisa bergain begitu, or you cannot secure any seat. Okay. This is the conversion table. So what is 7 means, what good user means for listening and reading, you can have a look to here. 7 means you get minimum 10, maximum, yeah, not minimum, maximum 10 incorrect answers. You cannot get more than that. Okay. So I always say to all of my clients to secure here at least for the listening and for the reading. So push yourself to just have maximum 10 incorrect numbers. Okay, maximum, not minimum. Yeah. And how about the Netherlands? If we got 6, is it the same like in the UK, or maybe we have to ask the UNIFMIS? You have to look at to the website, the campus website. You don't need to ask because they always provide. Ini S1 atau S2 Bianza? Kalau S1 biasanya Netherlands master. Masternya social atau natural science nih, karena agak jarang yang 6. Tapi ya masih ada yang beberapa natural science yang 6. Kalau dia nggak mention each band score cannot less than, berarti hanya overall score aja. Seingat saya ya beberapa kampus di Netherlands, Maastricht, kemudian Groningen, Wageningen itu hanya overall aja tuh. Ya, beberapa klien juga pergi ke sana, seingatku hanya overall. But make sure in the campus website ya, because you know, they can change the rules time by time, year by year, month by month. So definitely you have to check the website. Okay, jadi Miss, aku 7, tapi ratingku 6,5, 6 doang. Kampusku menyarankan ratingnya 6,5. Pilihannya 2, bergain sama pengalaman kerja, GPA, atau you can bargain based on your, aku takut ada yang datang bukan orang Indonesia nih, karena aku sebar beberapa ke teman-temanku di luar negeri yang mau ambil IELTS, so I need to speak both in all language in Indonesia, in English ya guys, so if you don't get me, just ask me questions. You can bargain with your GPA, with your working experience, or with your probably you have student exchange experience before, or you have worked in English environment before. You can bargain for that writing 6.0. However, if the quota of the campuses has been occupied a lot by a lot of students, you can't bargain. So you just need to retake the test. I see Maastricht, yeah, Maastricht just overall. But I'm not sure 6, it depends on the course, yeah, it depends on the program that you are taking. Some of them require 6, some of them require 6.5. And what you need to know about IELTS, the IELTS certificate will be expired 2 years after you got the hard copy certificate. This is what I love about push yourself to take the IELTS test, because once you get the certificate, means you have to push yourself to get the scholarship within 2 years, okay? Otherwise, it will just a waste of money because you're gonna take another test the next 2 years. So you will push yourself, okay, I have to get the scholarship, you know, after maximum 2 years. So that's what I really love about IELTS, because it's expensive, it's difficult. Nobody would like to learn again about these things, you know, listening, reading, writing, speaking. So it can push you. But it's also, you know, a good industry actually to make money for the IELTS itself, because after 2 years, people will retake again and again. Even even if you're an international student and you want to take the, even if you graduated from Master's International Students and you would like to take the PhD, if it's more than 2 years, you need to retake the test. And then why I strongly suggest you to have the city test, because the city test result will come within 5 to 7 days, working days. Most of the time, if it's a low season, it can the result will be out 3 to 5 days only. While in the paper-based test, it requires you 13 days, so long. Okay, and then the result can be accessed online. There's particular website that you can access your result, and the hard copy certificate will be sent to your post. And what I really love about the city test, the computer delivered one, is because the available schedule are every day. So it's not only on the weekend, but for the paper-based test, it's only on Saturday. Yeah. And if you are living in other city than Jakarta, Bandung, Surabaya, big city in Indonesia, probably you live in, I don't know, Kendari perhaps, or Kupang or Lombok, Bali is still good. They sometimes do not provide the city test. So you have to either take the paper based and, you know, organize your timeline very well, or just need to fly to other city, the nearest city, to take the city test. Okay. The overall score is pretty, how can I say? Not funny, but unique. Yeah, like for example, if you get overall cara nilainya gimana? The way you get the overall is basically your 4 score, listening, reading, writing, speaking. The accumulation of those 4 are divided into 4. So if the overall is like, for example, 6.25, it can be up to 6.5. Isn't it unique? Yeah, because I can say more than half of the Indonesian population that's taking IELTS tests, they got this score. So in my case, in 2011, this score will turn to 6.0, which means a lot of people that would like to take master's degree, they are failed, you know, to take the master's degree or the scholarship itself. Now they have this new policy from 2014 onwards. So 6.25 is 6.5, but for the 6.625, for example, this is still 6.5. Yeah, 7.625, it's still 7.5. So how to get 8? It must be 7.75 or 6.75 to make it up. Okay, so this become 8 and this become 7. So don't complain if you get 6.625 and then you get just 6.5, because the mathematic rules is supposed to be 7, right? But they don't follow the mathematic rules. Okay, so this is kind of unique. How if you get all of the flying colors for all of your listening, reading, but unfortunately your writing is not good? For example, you get 8 in your listening, reading 9, for example, and speaking 7.5. The overall score was really great, 8, but your writing is 6 and you require to get 6.5. You can ask for the remark. So your score will be, your result will be sent to the destination country. For example, if you take in the British Council, the result will be sent to British Council to be examined by the senior examiner. And you have to pay for around 1.5 million, I guess. For 5 weeks, they will give the other assessment. If in fact you can get 6.5 in your reading, in your writing, so your money will go back to you and your score will be up. But if after the reassessment, they say that your score is just 6, nothing different, your money will be vanished, will be gone, and your score will be just stay the same. So you can do this, but I never suggest anyone to do this unless they are sure that they do the best for the that part. It's just only for the writing. Yeah. Okay, So let's talk about the listening itself. Let's move on to the model, the first one. We are going to have some practices, so please prepare a piece of paper and a pencil or pen in front of you. We're gonna practice about this listening things. Some of you perhaps have done this listening before, some others might not. So I want to know how far you can go. But before we start, do you have any questions about what I have explained for the overview of the IELTS itself? TransforMe collaborates with many parties, yeah, like IDP, well, who else? Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of networkings that we can collaborate with actually. So if you have your office, I teach a lot of people in their office, you know, so the company paid for you. You can always ask them to pay for you, yeah, because they have that kind of training, learning development things in their project actually every year. So you can ask them to have, you know, collaboration with us. So I can teach in your office for the offline one. The price will be different with the online one. And, you know, there are some corporate rates for that. So for those who are working, I don't know, yeah, where you are working, perhaps you want to introduce yourself. Perhaps you are coming from ministries. Perhaps you're coming from your base university. Perhaps you're coming from BUMN or public universities. You can always ask your company, your institutions to help you in doing this if you think learning alone is difficult. So you can learn in your groups, minimum 6, maximum 12 people. Then I will come to your office to teach about this, because some of them ask me recently, because of the pandemic is going down now, but still I prefer online learning actually. Okay. I've heard before your explanation about which one better for taking IELTS test. Would you mind to remind us again? Okay, thank you very much. In the past, I've experienced IDP's listening section is not really good, but I have told this to my friend that working in IDP that we have collaborated with. I said that please improve your facility, and they promised me they will improve that facility. That's why we collaborate. If you take the test in IDP, you will get some discounts. You know, if you take the test through the TransforMe, yeah, if not through the TransforMe, you cannot get the discount. So I was always strongly suggesting my students to go to either British Council or ILF because of that particular reason. But overall, they are good. They are good. IDP, they have got a lot of branches as well in other cities in Indonesia. Meanwhile, ILF doesn't really have that. ILF only have 2 in Bali and Surabaya, but they closed down the Surabaya branch a few years back because of the COVID. So they just now have the Jakarta and Bali one. So ILF has a limited seat compared to British Council and IDP. Okay, so hopefully IDP will improve their facilities of the listening as soon as possible ya. How much discount, Miss? 150.000, 150,000. Jadi ngambil harusnya 3 juta jadi 2850. Miss, collaborate with ILF please. Iya, mau banget ya, lagi mencoba ini. Cuman kan ILF itu punyanya Australia. Jadi dia bisnisnya tuh udah muter-muter aja gitu dari AAS, udah pas ntar ke ILF gitu. So they don't think they need more collaboration with others, but perhaps I can always ask them to collaborate. Okay, anything else guys about the IELTS? That's also one of the strategy, yeah? Where to take the IELTS, which one, the computer or the paper-based, that's a strategy. If your tutors, if your English institution doesn't tell you about that, really sorry, that's not a good one because they don't know the updated news, yeah? We provide that additional information that probably not all institutions understand and know about that. Is that applicable in any IDP branch, the discount? Yes, in any IDP branch, not in IDP, what do you call? Sometimes IDP collaborate with UMN, for example, to have the test to UI. That's not applicable. Only in IDP branch. They have got 15 branch, I guess. We have got the list. We're gonna post in our social media, I think, or perhaps I can send to the group that you are joining in the program. Okay, all right. Let's continue to the listening. Are you ready? Right, listening test. Is it difficult or still so, or it is hard for you guys to have the listening tests of IELTS? I want to know your opinion first. Difficult? Not difficult? So? If you say it's not really that difficult, I do agree with you because it is the easiest skills among 4 skills. Aduh Miss, gimana dong ya? How can you say it's the easiest? I got it like 5.0 or 4.5. It's okay. Me myself, after graduated from LIA, you know, in the past, graduated from LIA is, you know, like a big achievement. Ada nggak sih angkatan yang sama aku nih kayak gini? Ya dulu tuh setiap kita ketemu, you know, in our family gathering, people ask you whether you are coming from LIA or not. If you are graduated from LIA, okay, your uncle will give you applause, will give you more money because LIA is so difficult. Yeah, and that's also the American influence that have a very big influence in our system, English system, Lembaga Indonesia Amerika. Okay, so I after graduated from LIA, from the the all programs that I had done, I still got 16 numbers correct for my listening. 16 numbers, so it's around how much scores? I think 4. Let me have a look here. If you want to access this, make sure that you finish all of these things. Yeah, next until it becomes a green checklist here. Okay, 16, I think, yeah, 16 or 14, I forgot. So I got around this number, guys, for the listening pretest. And I was dropped and I was underestimating myself. Oh, I think I'm stupid. I couldn't go studying abroad because I was really bad at listening at the time. I don't know what happened, but then I replay it twice. I rewind again. I replay it twice and I still remember I got around 30. So I came to a conclusion that I'm not stupid. I was not stupid at the time. I was just too slow. I couldn't catch everything quickly. So that's what we need to train. Okay. So if you get low score for your listening, never ever underestimate yourself because you are not stupid. You are not that bad. You just need more training. That's what we call as a skills. That's why we call it as a listening skills. Okay. It's difficult when it comes to map. It's harder to converse with the British accent. Okay, the accent, the maps, difficult, depend on the headset. Yeah, that's also one of the X factor. Yeah, it feels easy, miss. Kind of underestimate this section, but turns out that the score was not as I expected. Okay, but I believe Fitri got high score. I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, for your all IELTS score. But listening is the place that you can get 7. You can get 9 in the listening. I would say listening, reading, speaking, it's possible, you know, but for writing, it's impossible to get 9. But for these 3 things, it's very possible. How to get 9? Okay. You have to understand that you will go through this 4 section, section 1, section 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Please understand that in every section, you will get particular type of questions that you must be expert on. Section 1. Sebentar. Okay. Right. In section 1, there will be a conversation between 2 people set in an everyday social context. Yeah. So you will always find 2 people two friends, two man and woman, one man and one woman, talk about common things. They would like to book a flight ticket. They would like to, what do you call, reimburse for your insurance. They would like to go to the hospital, for example. So these are very cheesy things, cheesy topic, but don't take it as a granted. Don't take as a granted, yeah. So it means you have to be familiar with any type of questions. Most of the time they come with the form 1, the form that you have to fill out, the name, the occupation, address, and all of the stuff. If you want to look at the example, I can give you the example. 1 second. So you can have a look. So probably for the listening, I think you can have a look here. Yeah. So I take all of the tests from the Cambridge book because it's the only test that has the similar with the real test. Yeah, I will put in the chat box. So please check it out. Can you open that? If you can't open, please tell us so we can open this for you. Okay, so section 1 will come in this way. Okay, so for example, this one, complete the notes below, write 1 word for each answer. You've got 1 to 6 questions in one shot. It means it will come in this order. And then another type of the questions is number 7 to number 10. Write 1 word and or a number for each answer. Number 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there are 2 type of questions, not 2 type, yeah. The type is the same, complete the form, but 2 separation in the same section. Got it? That's section 1. So if you look at carefully, self-drive tours in the US, example, Andrea, probably this is talking about those who are going to do the road trip in the US. In the US, the transportation system is bad, so everyone must own their own car. So they have like their road trip from the east to the west, for example, west to the east, like that. So probably this is talking about that. Yeah, so that's section 1. It's all about what I call it here, everyday social context. Yeah, most of the people in the real test, is it similar display? No, it's not. Okay, thank you for remind me. In the real test, it would be like this. I will give you the link. I'll provide you here the link. 1 sec. I think masih ada yang salah ini ya. Harusnya ada, ini dia nih, link ini nih. Saya kopas ya. Harusnya langsung nyala nih, nanti dibenerin sama tim aku. Kayak gini listeningnya, beda. Jadi emang really sorry, aku lagi developing ini. I'm now developing this. Ada nggak nih orangnya datang nggak nih di sini ya? Probably ada mungkin, because he wanted to see how is my LMS, but I don't know. Okay, so we are now developing this kind of exact similar things with the real IELTS, but this is the real test that we will experience, that we will face. So this is the test sound. You can
change the volume using the bar in the top right corner.
So here you can just adjust
Click
it.
continue when you hear the sound clearly.
Okay.
Change the volume.
And then you will just need to continue. And this is the real test.
Judy, this week it's your turn to bring us up to date on your dissertation.
Yeah.
So,
I finished the basic research and
in the here you can have a look, yeah. Nanti ini diperbaiki untuk bisa linknya nyala. Oke, so beda, saya mohon maaf ya, jadi memang agak kurang convenient, but during the past 2 years because of the pandemic, I tried my best to make it like as similar as possible. Misalnya kayak ini, part 1, section 1, part 1-nya I make it 1 to 6 ya, aku cut jadi 1 to 6, bukan aku sih, tim aku gitu ya, yang udah bantuin. 7 to 10 ya di cut 7 to 10 begitu. So we are trying to make it as similar as possible with the real test. Okay. What else? Tadi itu ya. So everyday, the tips here, everyday context. So you need to know about nama orang, nama jalan, ya. Yang paling sering salah tuh gitu-gituan, alphabet. We're gonna have the exercise after this one. Okay, so that's the example of section 1. Moving on to section 2 is a monologue. Still in this everyday social context. Ya, jadi masih konteksnya itu receh-receh. Ngomongin kode pos, nama jalan, mau beli berapa, harganya berapa, gitu. Dan aku merasa after I came back from the UK, this is very useful, you know, because this is the real experience that I experience in myself. Kayak nama jalannya itu aku pernah temuin beneran gitu. So aku suka berpikir harusnya orang tuh pergi dulu baru tes IELTS gitu ya, karena make sense-nya begitu harusnya gitu ya. Semua social context that they have provided, they have set, it's all about the British, Australian, Canadian, New Zealand, yeah, sometimes America as well. So if you have been living there, it would be much more related for yourself. So these 2 things, talking about everyday stuff. Do you still remember how much false you can get to get 7.0? How much false number or incorrect numbers? Okay, perfect. Masih ingat semua, berarti masih ngikutin semua. Thank you guys, really appreciate that. 10 numbers only. So 10 numbers, in my opinion, can only be put it here in the section 3 and 4, which is totally difficult. Why? Because the setup is the education, this one, the educational or training context, which is, you know, very challenging because you need to know some terms of academic one. So my strategy here, I always tell to everyone, please make sure that you get 0 mistake here, okay? 0 mistake. And then in section 2, you can get like, okay, 2 mistakes is still fine. Section 3, let's say 4 mistakes is still fine. And the last one is 4 mistakes as well. Or you can just try to combine these 3 things. Probably this is, you can get 3, this is 3, 2, for example. Yeah, so you can just combine this kind of mistakes. In number 1, please do not make any mistakes because it's very easy. Namanya siapa sih? Coba sebutin spellingnya, ternyata kita salah di spellingnya. Nah, itu yang kita harus pelajari tuh. So, jangan sampai salah spellingnya. Oke? Gitu ya. Jadi, that's the strategy. Nggak bisa di sini udah salah 2, di sini 3 lagi, di sini bahkan 4 ya, di sini 4. Miss, tapi aku masih kayak gitu ya, that's the process. Masih perlu latihan dan tahu di mana salahnya. Miss, I don't think I need tutor for this. Go ahead. Ya, nggak masalah. Aku nggak pernah bilang harus pakai tutor ya. You can learn by your own. But in my experience, I even thought the same, but then I gave up. For the writing and the speaking, I studied in IDP at the time. Okay? So never underestimate classes and find the best tutor for you because not everyone can teach this. Even though she or he came back from the UK, you know, having high degree, not everyone can teach this. So don't underestimate tutor that has these skills, okay? So from here, I can give you some tips and the tricks how to finish any type of the questions itself. Section 3 dan 4 itu karena sinonim, Mbak, yang kedengeran nggak ada di optionnya. Oh, ya, ini ada yang japri ke aku. Jadi 3 dan 4 itu yang bikin susah. What makes number 3 and number 4 difficult? They use paraphrasing. Kalau 1 and 2 exact. Factual information, suruh ngisi form ya udah kan, namanya siapa, that's it. Tapi kalau 3 dan 4, you know, wah omongannya udah kok ini nggak ada yang di tulisan, nggak ada yang diomongin nggak ada di tulisannya gitu ya. Itu bukannya nggak ada, tapi keahlian kita kurang tinggi guys, gitu ya. Okay, so let me moving forward. So 1 and 2 basically everyday context. 3 and 4 basically is the academic or training context. One thing you have to keep in mind is 1 and 3 will be all about conversation. Okay. Meanwhile, 2 and 4 will be about monologue. Monologue is much more difficult, I think, because we have to follow in which part that they are talking about. Kalau number 2 monolognya biasanya news anchor lagi bacain berita gitu. Kan dia ngomong sendiri tuh. Nah, kita ikutin tuh apa pertanyaannya. Number 4 udah absolutely obviously adalah dosen lagi ngajar. Nah, ini menurut saya kalau cita-citanya sekolah keluar atau ngambil international program di Indonesia, tapi nggak mau atau nggak suka yang ini, ya wassalamualaikum aja udah gitu. Karena ini adalah salah satu contoh nyata nanti when you study abroad, this is what you will experience. Ya, Miss waktu dulu sekolah pernah nggak ngerti nggak? Sering ya. Kita tuh yang lain tuh semuanya tuh belaga pintar ya teman-teman. Padahal mereka juga pada nggak ngerti juga ya apa yang diomongin sama dosen yang kumur-kumur itu ya. Jadi kita tuh kadang memaksa aja memantaskan diri untuk ayo dong supaya ayo dong kita harus bisa nih pulang-pulang kita nih nggak budek lagi gini kan, kita harus paham. Belum lagi kalau dia tiba-tiba tanya how about you, what do you think? Waduh, udah itu gemeter ya, banget gitu. But I mean it can be trained ya. Jadi jangan pikir semua orang yang sekolah keluar canggih-canggih gitu bahasa Inggrisnya guys. Tidak guys, mereka hanya berpura-pura saja ya, terlihat hebat. Ya, makanya malu dong ya nggak sih kalau udah lulusan US gitu misalnya. Suruh bawain acara aja susah ya kan. Nah, itu coba perhatikan bos-bos Anda di kantor mungkin begitu nggak? Sorry itu saya karena nggak di practice tuh ya. Jadi pengalamannya hilang ya udah. Makanya aku pengen buka lowongan untuk siapa yang mau jadi IELTS trainer, aku train begitu ya, supaya you know keep your English fresh gitu, updated. You keep talking in English, you keep explaining in English, so memantaskan diri lah begitu ya. Oke, apalagi tadi? Jadi 1-3-nya dialogue, 2 and 4-nya monologue. Oke, 1-2 adalah everyday social set, and 3 and 4-nya academic set. Nah, pahami itu dulu. Kita lanjut ke tips and tricks. Nah, tips and tricks. This is also based on my experience in teaching. Nobody told about this perhaps before. So the first one is, so you are lucky guys having this free class, yeah? So hopefully you can absorb these materials well tonight. Use all capital letters for all the answers. Why? Because, for example, Andrea Brown, this is the example, yeah, the name of someone, you have to put the A and the B in capital letters. But most of students, I don't know what happened with their brain, yeah, they just put B in lower capital, lowercase, and that's wrong. It will be incorrect. Or for example, number 1, the answer is, for example, main road, for example, and then you put main like this, it will be also wrong. Okay, because it's the name of the road. You have to make it M as a capital letter, uppercase. For example, number 2, heard the company from colleague, for example. This is just example, yeah. And you make it colleague like this because this is in the beginning of the sentence, yeah. Unconsciously we put C as a capital letter. It will be count wrong. Why? Because here, this is not in the, not in the beginning of the sentence. The beginning is here. So it will consider as wrong as well. Incorrect. That's, so challenging for you to think during the test, whether you have to put, uppercase or lowercase. So just make it all capital letters. Okay. Just turn on the caps lock if you take the computer delivered. And then just put this like this. Okay. Right. That's number 1. Tips and the tricks. I got these tips from my native speaker who were examined a long time ago, like 6 years ago, I think. Okay. Number 2, read the instructions very carefully and get used to it, the various type of the questions. Read the questions, read the instructions. Apa instructions itu yang tadi nih? In the test, we tend to ignore this kind of things. Padahal ini adalah yang penting dibaca, tapi nggak tahu kenapa ya. Kita pengen buru-buru aja ke pertanyaannya. That's our, psychologically situation like that. But actually, this is the instructions, one word only. So if you hear the answer is, for example, a difficult question. Misalnya answernya adalah a difficult questions. What you should write in your answer sheet? Nobody answer me. Question, perfect. Okay, only question. Just ignore the A and difficult. Just question. If you put more, do you think you will get more score? You will get incorrect. Okay, it will count as an incorrect number. So just don't be like, you want to be like, the more you write, the better score you get. No, it's not like that. It means that you don't follow the instruction. Okay, so the instructions can be write no more than 2 words and or a number. What is this? No more than 2 words and or a number. So for example, the answer is 51 Road Street, for example. So this is called 2 words, 1 number, a number. A number means sekumpulan jumlah ya, a number. Jadi kalau ada nomor telepon panjang, nomor telepon begini misalnya, this is called a number. 12 digits. Bukannya 12 angka itu, Miss. Digitsnya 12, but that's called a number. So this is two words. Nah, ini 2 words, 1 number. Jadi dalam soal itu ada jawaban yang bisa 2 words and or a number. Ada mungkin yang hanya jawabannya a number aja, atau mungkin 2 words aja, misalnya beautiful girl misalnya gitu jawabannya. Beautiful girls. Nah, gitu. Ini yang dimaksud more than 2 words and or a number. Ada juga no more than 3 words, gampang ya, nggak boleh lebih dari 3. Berarti kalau tadi a difficult question jawabannya, it means you can write it all. Difficult questions or just a question or question. Or difficult questions, it can be as well. Atau choose 3 letters between A to G. Ada banyak instructions yang probably this is new for you compared to TOEFL ITP yang you have done long time ago yang dapat 500, 520 gitu ya. Biasanya hampir semua orang pernah ngalamin itu karena buat lulus kuliah or for registration for your profession or for your work, for example. And get used to with the type of the questions. Harus terbiasa dengan tipe-tipe pertanyaan. So for example, in this section 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5, 6. This is called what do you call? Form completion. Tipenya namanya form completion. Melengkapi form. Atau kalau saya biasanya bilangnya fill in the blank gitu. Melengkapi titik-titik. Oke. Kebetulan di tipe yang keduanya yang 6 sampai 7 sampai 10 juga sama, masih fill in the blank. Beda instruksi, 1 word and or a number. Kalau tadi hanya 1 word aja. Gitu ya. Aku sering ketinggalan as misal girls. Iya, itu juga mempengaruhi nilai itu. Oke, without further ado, kita latihan yuk. Ambil headphone-nya, ambil paper and pencil-nya. Are you ready? Kasih tanda thumbs up dong, biar kita seru nih. Habis ini kita bahas. Are you ready, guys? Weh. Mantap. Citra dan Mira. Wait, Miss. Bentar. Kan hanya bentar, silahkan. Kalau misalnya kita kasih S, ini bisa nggak? Ini yang mana? Jadi S pakai S atau enggak? Pakai S tergantung dari konteks itunya. Dari konteks, what do you call? Soalnya, misalnya some, jawabannya girls, harus pakai S, wajib, karena some. Nggak ada some girl, nggak ada. It's grammatically incorrect. So you have to put S. Kan kita nggak tahu, kita takut salah tulis. Nggak boleh, emang kita dinilai kemampuan gramaticalnya langsung dalam konteks ini. Jadi jangan cuma ngelihat titik-titiknya, tapi lihat sebelum satu konteks kalimat ini. Los Angeles, customer wants, customer-nya singular tuh, makanya wants-nya dikasih S. Customer wants to visit some bla 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 parks with their children. Apa park ya, gitu. Ini parks-nya udah kasih S, ini berarti bukan noun lagi, pasti adjective. Nah, gitu. Kok tahu, Miss? Ya itu ilmu basic fundamental tuh, adjective, noun, verb, adverb, udah harus di luar kepala tuh. Ada di modul kita juga grammar for IELTS. Ya, gitu. Ada lagi yang mau nanya sebelum kita mulai? Miss, kita dikasih kesempatan lihat questions-nya dulu nggak? Iya, dikasih. Jadi dia bilang, now you have to look number 1 to 6. Nanti di recordingnya dengar. Dikasih. Ada lagi? Sebelum kita mulai? Oke, on your mark. Bentar. Siap-siap. Get set. Aku langsung masuk ke contoh section 1 aja langsung ya. Biasanya di depan ada banyak penjelasan. Kalau komputer nggak ada. Ini paper nih, kalau yang banyak penjelasannya.
You will see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Good morning, World Tours. My name is Jamie. How can I help you?
Good morning. I want some information on self-drive tours in the USA. Could you send me a brochure?
Of course. Could I have your name, please?
Andrea Brown.
The customer's name is Andrea Brown, so Brown has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6.
Good morning, World Tours. My name is Jamie. How can I help you?
Good morning. I want some information on self-drive tours in the USA. Could you send me a brochure?
Of course. Could I have your name, please?
Andrea Brown.
Thank you. And your address?
24 Ardley Road.
Can you spell that?
Ardleigh Road.
Postcode?
BH5 2OP.
Thanks. And can I have your phone number?
Is a mobile all right?
Fine.
It's 07786 643 091.
Thank you. And can I ask you where you heard about World Tours? From a friend, or did you see an advert somewhere?
No, I read about you in the newspaper.
Okay, I'll get the brochures in the post to you, but can I give you some information over the phone? What kinds of things do you want to do on your holiday?
I'm interested in going to California with my family. I've got 2 children, and we want to hire a car.
Okay, we have a couple of self-drive tours there, visiting different places of interest in California. The first one begins in Los Angeles, and there's plenty of time to visit some of the theme parks there.
That's something on my children's list, so I'd want to include that.
Good. Then you drive to San Francisco. From San Francisco, you can drive to Yosemite Park, where you spend a couple of nights. You can choose to stay in a lodge or on the campsite.
I don't like the idea of staying in a tent. It'd be too hot.
Right. And the tour ends in Las Vegas.
Okay.
The other trip we can arrange is slightly different. It starts in San Francisco, then you drive south to Cambria.
Someone told me there's a really nice castle near Cambria. Will we go near that?
Hearst Castle is on that road, so you could stop there.
Good. I'd like to do that. Does this trip also go into the desert?
No, it continues to Santa Monica, where most people like to stop and do some shopping.
We have enough of that at home, so that doesn't interest us.
Okay. Well, you could go straight on to San Diego.
That's good for beaches, isn't it?
That's right. That's a good place to relax, and your children might like to visit the zoo before flying home.
I don't think so. We want some time for sunbathing and swimming.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
So, how many days are the trips, and how much do they cost?
The first one I told you about is a self-drive tour through California, which lasts 12 days and covers 2,020 kilometers. The shortest journey is 206 kilometers, and the longest is 632 kilometers. The cost is £525 per person. That includes accommodation, car rental, and a flight, but no meals.
Okay, and the other trip?
That lasts 9 days, but you spend only 3 days on the road. You cover about 980 kilometers altogether.
So is that cheaper then?
Yes, it's almost £100 cheaper. It's £429 per person, which is a good deal.
So that covers accommodation and car hire. What about flights?
They aren't included, but these hotels offer dinner in the price.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'll be in touch when I've had a chance to look at the brochure.
I'm pleased to help. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 2.
Right, let's finish section 1 first. How was it, guys? I hope that you can hear all of the questions, even though you don't know the answers yet, but you can hear, you can follow all of the questions, can't you? Okay, let's discuss the answers. Number 1, what is the address? The address is blah, blah, blah road. Can you please type down the answer? ARD, let me repeat, yeah. ARDLEIGH. ARDLEIGH. Perfect. Perfect. Sharon, Mira, Priscilla, Astrid, congratulations, you get point. Ardley. Number 2. Heard about company from? From where, guys? Obviously, not from colleague. This is just example. From newspaper. Perfect. Newspaper. You can hear, you know, the hard voice from the man, yeah? Sometimes you get that type of speaker, sometimes clear speakers, depends on your luck. But I would say they just have like 4 to 6 people only for that listening. So perhaps in your real test, you can get this man as well, okay? Number 3, Los Angeles. Customer wants to visit some theme parks with their children. Theme parks. So just put the theme, not the parks, because it's one word only. Uy, ya miss, aku bawa parksnya. Yeah, that's one of your careless. Okay, salah. Jadi theme aja. Number 4, Yosemite Park. Customer wants to stay in a lodge, not in a. Oke, ada 2 jawaban yang berbeda. Not in a tent, jawabannya. Tidak dalam tenda. Maunya di lodge. Di yang bulat-bulat kalau lagi di tempat ini ya, camping biasanya. Oh, masih ada yang campsite juga. Oke. Nggak apa-apa, emang dia sengaja mempengaruhi itu ya, mengecoh. Trip 2, customer wants to see the blah 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 on the way to Cambria. Nah, ini mungkin agak susah didengar because of the accent. Can you hear properly? Castle. Good. Castle. Gitu ngomongnya ya. Castle. Apaan sih? Kalau dulu sih saya pertama kali nggak dengar tuh bolot ya. Jadi kalau Anda dengar, it's kind of encouragement for you. If I can now get 9 from my listening from those 4.5 rubbish score, it means that you can get even higher score than me. Aku dengarnya council, miss. Iya. Kalau council, council. Kalau ini castle. Nggak ada n-nya. Council. Castle. Beda ya. Council. Castle. You can go here, Oxford Learners Dictionaries. Let me put in the chat box to kind of check of the phonetics of everything. So also you can check whether it is a verb, whether it is a noun, adjective. Okay. Okay. This is noun. The blue one is the British English and the red one is the American English. So you can check whether it's
council,
this is British,
council,
this is American.
council, council.
Okay. Ada n-nya. Betul, benar ya, mirip ya sama castle. Okay, this one is
Castle, 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 castle.
mirip ya sama yang tadi ya. Yeah, okay. It's okay, you still get wrong now. Now you know the difference. Next, number 6 at San Diego wants to spend time on the beach. Okay, beaches. Nah, lihat nih. Apakah ngaruh kalau dia pakai S sama nggak pakai S, ngaruh nggak? Dari teks dari ininya. Dari apa itu namanya? Konteksnya. Is there any influence, is there any effect if you use ES or not? There's no such effect. Kenapa? Ya nggak ada kok, kecuali misalnya there are some, ya udah pasti beaches. But this, you can't find that kind of, what do you call, guidance to put S. So you can put beach or beaches. Both are correct. Okay. So it can be beach or beaches. Miss, kalau aku nulis beach pakai S salah. Karena harusnya beach itu kalau plural begini. Bukannya begini. Oke? Jadi salah. Kejam ya, kejam. Ya. Lebih kejam dari ibu tiri emang. Miss masih kurang paham, aku kan ada de-nya. Enggak, de itu nggak mesti harus singular. Dia boleh plural juga. Kita dengar lagi. Sebenarnya dia itu ngomongnya beaches sih, cuma ada bagian beach-nya juga. Ya.
Postcode or holiday?
I'm interested in going to California with my family. I've got 2 children. Really nice castle near Cambria. Will we go near that?
Hurst Castle is on that road, so you could stop there.
Good. I'd like to do that. Does this trip also go into the desert?
No, it continues to Santa Monica, where most people like to stop and do some shopping.
We have enough of that at home, so that doesn't interest us.
Okay. Well, you could go straight on to San Diego.
That's good for beaches, isn't it?
Nah, dengar nggak?
That's right.
That's good for beaches, isn't it?
That's a good place to relax, and your children might like to visit the zoo before flying home.
No, I don't think so. We want some time for sunbathing and swimming.
Sunbathing and swimming. Sebenarnya kalau denger bener-bener tab scriptnya benernya beaches. Nah, cuman kalimatnya diubah kan dari soal menjadi at San Diego wants to spend time on the, nggak bertanya. Kalau tadi kan bertanya, isn't it, apa sih dia bilang, punya good beaches, isn't it, katanya gitu. Jadi boleh beach aja, boleh beaches. Oke? Masih bingung? Enggak dong ya? Mudah-mudahan enggak. How about number 7? Waduh, ada semua angka disebut tuh, Miss. Iya, benar. Tapi you have to be focused on the first one, 2020 kilometers. Correct? 2020 kilometers. Did you get the correct answer? Okay, perfect. Nah, nomor 8 nih mungkin yang lama apa ini? Accommodation, car, and one. Kayaknya aku miss ya, Miss. Dia ngomongin food kayaknya, tapi kok one food nggak mungkin deh kayaknya. Without food, wow, good. Sharon Fitri, Mira, good job. Flight, betul. One flight. Okay. How about number 9? How much is the cost for the trip to? Price per person? 429. 420, masih nggak yakin, 25, 29. Nah ini kan kayak gini aja miss nih ya teman-teman ya, padahal kan nggak penting nih sampai harus miss. Kita ulang lagi ya.
What about flights?
They aren't included, but these hotels offer dinner in the price.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'll be in touch when I've had a chance to look at the brochure.
Belum.
Which and a flight, but no meals.
Okay, and the other trip?
That lasts 9 days, but you spend only 3 days on the road. You cover about 980 kilometers altogether.
So is that cheaper then?
Yes, it's almost £100 cheaper. It's £429 per person, which is a
Saya
good
bilang
deal.
dulu, it's almost 109 cheaper. Kita langsung ngurangin 525 jadi 425. Padahal disebutin, karena kan almost, nggak exact 100 pound lebih murah. Terkecoh Anda kena jebakan Batman ya. So it's supposed to be 429. Miss pakai logo ponselingnya boleh nggak? Boleh atau pakai atau enggak? Ada nggak di laptop kalian logo ponseling? Saya jamin if you never been to the UK, you have never been that kind of ponseling logo in your laptop ya, because we are all American minded in Indonesia, so there's no such logo, and that's not important as well. So they just need the numbers. Okay, number 10. What is the answer for number 10? Perfect, dinner. All right, so how much false you've got or incorrect numbers? Miss, aku parah banget salah 5. It's okay, it's fine ya. If this is your first time, then it's okay. Miss, aku udah bisa 0 mistake. Good, go ahead. Try another type of questions. Karena ada tipe questions yang multiple choice, ada tipe yang multiple choice with more than one answer. So there's still a lot of challenges in the future. 2 incorrect numbers, 1 incorrect numbers. Good, perfect. Let's continue to the section 2. Are you ready? Ready, gitu dong. Pakai emoticon, biar semangat kita belajarnya. Yang lain jangan diem-diem aja ya, jangan malu-malu, salah itu biasa ya. In my class, there's no more superior, more advanced, cleverer, smarter, nggak ada. Yang pinter cuma saya doang, makanya saya ngajar ya. Itu pun karena saya masih mau belajar. Jadi semua sama bagi saya di mata saya. Jadi jangan pernah merasa, aduh Mi, saya kayak bego banget gitu. Nggak ada ya, nggak ada yang pinter saya doang, oke? Jadi jangan pernah takut. Karena sering banget, Miss, aku nggak mau grup nih soalnya aku takut dikatain gitu. Nggak ada yang ngata-ngatain keluar gitu ya, nggak ada cerita. Kita semua belajar, so nggak ada yang lebih advance dibanding yang lain. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, guys. That's my suggestion. All right, let's move on to part 2. Remember in section 2, section, sometimes we call it as a part, as a section, both are correct. You will hear monologue, okay? Monologue about everyday social context as well. So please be careful. This is 2 types of questions, okay? This is the first type and this is the second type. Let's just get started.
It's much wider, including... My name's Sandy Fisher, and I'm one of the fitness managers here.
Sebentar.
Now listen and answer questions 11 and 12.
On behalf of LP Clubs, I'd like to welcome you all here today. My name's Sandy Fisher, and I'm one of the fitness managers here. Before we start our tour of the club, I'll just run through some basic information about the facilities we have here, including recent improvements, and explain the types of membership available. Our greatest asset is probably our swimming pool, which at 25 meters isn't Olympic-sized, but now we've expanded it to 8 lanes, it's much wider. This means there are rarely more than a couple of people at a time in each lane. Unfortunately, there isn't space for an outdoor pool here, but the glass roof on the swimming pool is partly retractable, which means you can enjoy something of the open air experience on warmer days. Our recently refurbished fitness suite has all the latest exercise equipment, including 10 new running machines and a wide range of weight training machines. Each member is given full training in how to operate the equipment, and there is always a trainer on duty to offer help and advice. Although we do have adult-only times after 6 and at certain times at weekends, children are well catered for. Older children continue to benefit from a wide range of tuition, anything from trampolining to yoga.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 13 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 13 to 20.
One thing all our members appreciate about us is that we take very good care of them. This starts on day 1 with your personal assessment. You are asked to fill in a questionnaire giving details of any health problems. One of our personal trainers will then go through this with you. The trainer will then take you through the safety rules for using the equipment in the fitness suite. During your next exercise session, a personal trainer will work with you to make sure you understand these. It's very important to do this because we really do want to avoid having any sports injuries. There's a lot more to looking after yourself than simply lifting weights. At the end of the personal assessment, the trainer will draw up a plan outlining what you should try to achieve within a 6-week period. This will then be reviewed at the end of the 6 weeks. Now, I'll just quickly run through the types of membership we have available. All members must pay a joining fee of £90 in addition to the rates for the monthly membership fees. Gold membership entitles you to free entry at all LP clubs. There are now LP clubs in all major cities and towns, so if you travel a lot, this will be a great advantage. Individual gold membership costs £50 a month, and joint membership for you and your partner will cost £75. Premium membership is for professional people whose work commitments make it difficult for them to use the club during the day. And so LP gives booking preferences to Premier members at peak times. This means you'll find it easier to book the sessions at times that suit you. Reciprocal arrangements with other LP clubs are available to Premier members. Premier membership is for individuals only, but you'll be sent passes for guests every month. The monthly fee is £65. You don't have to have any special clothes or equipment when you visit the club. We provide robes and hair dryers in the changing rooms, but it's very important to remember your photo card because you won't be able to get in without it. For people who aren't working during the day,
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 3.
All right, let's move on to the section 3. But before that, let's discuss first. Try your best to always guess any blank. If you feel, I don't know what to answer, just guess. Guess by reading the whole sentence and try to, just try your best to guess. Probably you get it right. Okay. 11, 12, it means this is the type of the question that I told you before. This is multiple choice with more than one answer. So multiple choice, sometimes they got only one answer. This one, more than one answer. In this case, 2 answers. So which 2 facilities at the leisure club have recently been improved? If the answer is, for example, A and B, so you put A here or B here, or it can be exchange, vice versa. BA, and both ways are correct. Okay, what is the answers? What are the answers? Which one that recently have been improved? Recently have been improved, yeah? Be careful, that's the point. That's the keywords here. Recently have been improved. AD, AE, AC, AC, AD, ACA, ya A sudah pasti betul. A sama apa masalahnya? A and C, guys. Okay, banyak yang dengerin D ya, the outdoor pool. Jadi boleh di sini A, sini C, or you can just exchange, this is C, this is A, both are correct. Okay, in the real test nggak kayak gini. In the real test bentuknya kayak gini. Jadi misalnya more than one answers, nah di ini tinggal di.
And we also hold regular
Gitu.
events at the library.
Okay, langsung nyala dia. Alright, so A and then C. Next, this is challenging one as well, because once you miss it, you feel like this is how you control yourself, ya. Aku selalu bilang ujian tuh nggak urusan sama pinter nggak pinter, hanya 2 aja, self management and time management. Time management yang susah, to be on time, to be in the strict and very tight limited amount of time you can finish that task. And the second one is self-management, how you can handle yourself if you miss number 13, and when you get in loss and you just need to catch up as soon as possible, itu yang diperlukan. Okay, so how about yang ditambahin panjangnya tadi itu indoor pool ya, Miss? Iya, indoor pool. Mungkin kedengarannya outdoor ya, but actually it's indoor. Such a great class, Miss Dev. I have to take a rest. Actually, I work in Papua. I have 2 hours. Okay, Harold, nice to know you in Papua. Probably, ini udah jam berapa di Papua? Jam 11 ya. Probably you can join to my class. Just chat our admin if you are interested in. Thank you very much. Number 13, new members should describe any dapat health problems. I miss it, but my guess is health issues. Okay. Tuh jadi gimana tuh Miss kalau health problems sama health issues? Problems is similar with issues, jadi dibenerin biasanya. Ya, itu enaknya IELTS, boleh pakai sinonim. Tapi yang emang dibolehkan misalnya 25 December equals to the, Christmas gitu. Ya, jadi be careful. Miss, do you have any problem with the problems and the problem? New members should describe any health. It's supposed to be with S because it's plural, but I mean, yeah, and then it's any as well, so it's supposed to be using S. Okay. Number 14, the blah 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 will be explained to you before you use the equipment. The safety, hati-hati jangan salah, rules atau rules. Okay, right. Hati-hati ya, karena satu aja huruf salah. By, betul, safety rules. Lagi-lagi plural will be explained to you before you use the equipment. Tadi pertanyaan Fitri mungkin aku the tapi S, boleh aja the itu S ya, nggak masalah. Memang safety rules. Number 15, you'll be given a 6-week. Nah, ini nih. Good, Royhan, Sharon, Fitri, ya, plan. Banyak yang karena 6, jadi bukannya plan sih, Miss. Ingat dia a 6-week plan. A 9-year-old girl, misalnya. Kan nggak 9 years old, karena 9 year-nya itu sebagai adjective. Okay. Type of membership, there is a compulsory 90 pounds, blah, blah, blah fee for members. 90 pounds, joining fee. Perfect. Good. Gold members are given blah 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 to all the LP clubs. Are given. Ada lebih lengkapnya Sharon. Ya, free entry. Ya, kalau entry aja jadi nggak pas konteksnya. Free entry to all karena masih no more than 2 words ya. Premier members are given priority during blah 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 hours. Peak hours, yes, good. Premier members can bring some blah blah blah. Ini cepat sekali ngomongnya. Dapat nggak? Betul? Wow, perfect nih pada kasih S semua. Guess gitu ya. Mau diulang lagi atau udah cukup jelas dia tadi bilang guess? Gak jelas, Miss. Nggak apa-apa, nanti boleh besok pagi ulang lagi, guys. Yang teman-teman di sini yang belum catch up ya, you can ulang lagi. Ini from-nya dibuka. Ulang lagi aja dengerin buat yang penasaran. Okay, guess. And the last one, members should always take their blah 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 with them. Ini juga challenging. Photo card, boleh. Photo cards, boleh. Karena tidak sebenarnya karena members sebenarnya photo cards, tapi both are correct lah, sama seperti yang awal tadi ini. Boleh juga health issue atau health problem, nggak pakai S. Okay, 1 and 2 everyday social context. I want to move first to my this one. Dengernya card doang, it's okay, it's fine. Masih dibilang benar kok itu. The next tips adalah listen and follow every instructions comes from the speaker. Jadi aku ngelihat banyak orang-orang itu nggak konsen saat mau latihan atau during you do the test ya, in the real sitting test. You still have a lot of nervous, a lot of anxiety, dan itu dihindari tuh. Ya. Jadi be relaxed, take a deep breath, and then try to follow. Dia bilang apa sih? Look at number 1 to 6, ya udah, look at number 1 to 6. Jangan. Kalau photocardnya digabung salah, Miss. Kan perintahnya no more than 2 words. Maka kalau gabung masih ibaratnya masih tidak menyalahi 2 words-nya. Jadi dianggap betul. Tapi ingat-ingat bahwa photocard selalu dipisah. Gitu. Kalau apa ya, misalnya book tuh ada student book, ada teacher's book, sama satu lagi ada apa ya? Kok aku lupa ya. Itu digabung tuh. Kalau teacher's book pisah, student's book pisah. Gitu ya. Oke, itu tadi intermezzonya dari pertanyaan dari siapa tadi? Priscilla. Jadi kalau perintahnya no more than 2 words and then you put in 1 word, still fine. Tapi kalau perintahnya kebalik, 1 word you put 2 words, sudah pasti salah. Ya. So I found that most of us we are not ready yet, so we don't pay attention to. Dia tadi bilang look at number 11, 12. Kita malah ke bawah-bawah gitu ya, ngeliat pertanyaan yang lain. You know, that's not working. Dibilangnya 11, 12, sudah 11, 12 saja fokus. Tanyanya apa sih? Have recently been improved. Oke, fokus deh. Ini apa artinya semua? Ya. And then 13 to 20 fokus, ikutin. Terus dia bilang you now have half a minute to check your answer. Half minute itu kalau ujian banyak 30 detik ya. Cek baik-baik. Udah nyambung belum ya? Oh, udah pakai S belum ya? Oh, gitu. Ya. So listen and follow. Every instructions comes from the speaker. They will ask you, please have a look number 1 to 5, for example. They will give you half a minute to check your answer. And at the end of the day, at the end of the test, they will give you 10 minutes kalau untuk yang paper-based, untuk transfer jawaban dari coret-coretan booklet to your answer sheet. Meanwhile, for the CD test, you'll be given half a minute to check your answers in every section. Tips yang keempat, take notes. This is one of your privilege to take the IELTS, to take the notes. So, nah ini Citra nanya, some of my friends told me that they prefer PPT because they can make some notes during the tests, helping them to mark the points or focus the keywords. How do you think, Miss? In a city test, you will be prepared, you will be given 1 piece of paper. You can use that paper for taking notes as well. Gitu. Jadi yang bilang itu mungkin belum pernah ngerasain city test. Ya. Jadi you will be given 1 piece of paper consists of username and password and how to use that computer in front of you. There you can make outline for your writing. You can take notes for your listening and reading as well. Okay, so it's a privilege. In some TOEFL ITP you can't take any notes. Yeah, so that's the privilege. So use it. Use that privilege. Yeah. Never leave any blank. There's no minus point, so please never ever leave any blank, because why you have to do so? If you have listened carefully, then you can follow everything carefully as well, and you can just guess. I think I heard he said about this or about that. I think this is more makes sense. Okay. Never leave any blanks. And then number 6, pay attention to articles, the, and it counts one word. Pay attention to any prepositions, on, in, at. So for example, if the questions, you can find the questions, the event will start at, it means it will ask you the time. But if the questions, the event will start on, for example, it will talk about the days, or probably the days and the month, or probably the month and the years. Because if you use on, it can be about days, it can be about the combination between date and month, month and year. Gimana kalau semuanya lengkap? Ya boleh juga. Tapi kalau misalnya no more than 2 words kan nggak mungkin semuanya lengkap tuh. Nggak, no more than 2 words and or a number nggak mungkin lengkap semuanya. Misalnya we'll start on 12 December 2022. Udah menyalahi aturan karena itu ada dua numbers di sana. Jadi pasti December 2022 or on Saturday, on Christmas, misalnya begitu. Okay, that's prepositions. In nama jalan, in nama suatu kota, on nama jalan bisa juga. Okay, plural and singular nouns. Nah tadi ya udah banyak yang salah, beach, beaches, apalagi tadi members, rules dan segala macamnya, problems. The answer should be grammatically correct. Jadi secara grammar harus betul. Jadi jangan sampai dia bilangnya some tapi studentnya nggak pakai S, itu grammatically incorrect. Student harus pakai S. Meanwhile, for uncountable noun, macam kayak money, hair, you don't need to use S at all. So money ya mau some ya, some amount of money, a lot of hair, nggak a lot of hairs. So, menarik kan? Makanya tadi aku kasih tahu si website ini, karena di sini dikasih tahu dia itu countable atau uncountable. Castle kok nggak dikasih tahu ya? Tapi castle tuh bisa dihitung. Let's say money. So in money you can see here it's uncountable. Money bukannya bisa dihitung ya, Miss? Konsep bisa dihitung itu bukan nilainya, tapi lembarannya. Money nggak bisa. Ada 10 lembar 100 ribuan, itu nilainya bukan 10 lembar, bukan 10.000, tapi 1 juta kan. Jadi that's called as an uncountable noun. So in uncountable noun you don't need to put S even though it's a lot. Ya, jadi nggak ada manis begitu. The next tips, ada 10 tipsnya. Spelling matters. Ya, jadi tadi rules jadi rules, hati-hati, that's different and that has different meaning as well. Miss cepet-cepet nulisnya, they don't care about that. Yeah, so you have to be extra carefully. You have to be conscious in writing your answers. Your answer and spelling must be correct. Listen conversation to the end, because sometimes the answer there in the beginning of the talk, most of the time they located in the end of the conversation. For example, can we meet at 6? Yeah, sure. Udah kita tulis kan, misalnya what time they will meet? A 6, B 6.30, C 7 gitu ya. Itu udah kan ya sure ya, udah tekan 6. Nggak taunya, oops sorry, I can't make it for 6. Let's meet 7 instead. Nah, ngomongnya cepet tuh. Aduh, jadi berapa tadi ketemunya? And it's sering banget terjadi begitu. Ejaan bahasa Inggris sama Amerika akan berpengaruh ke nilai ya, Miss. Contoh color sama color, center sama center. Good question. Both spelling are acceptable. Boleh yang mana aja. My suggestion is please be consistent. Jadi dari 1 sampai 40, if you want to use American, use all American. If you want to use the British, use all British. Both are acceptable. Banyak ya, cek gitu kan. Ceknya Amerika kan kalau duit itu money check ya, cek begini. Tapi kalau British kan yang begini gitu. So both are acceptable. Good question. Citra, thank you. Number 9, get used to range of accents, Australian, British, Canadian, New Zealand, USA. You never know which accent that you will find in your real test. Sometimes Japanese accent is there as well. So those 4 to 6 speakers that I mentioned before, they will play a role as a Japanese or as an Indian for each for a particular section. So be ready for that. Sometimes they give you a surprise. So how to get used to with that kind of accents? Please watch any documentaries, Netflix, movies, everything that you know coming from these countries, because that's the only way. There's no other shortcut for this. Before, I thought that British accent is too much, it's too exaggerated, lebay, yeah, exaggerated. But after a few years there, few months there, then I felt like it's good. Now it's pretty hard for me to listen the American accent, because you know it's so, how can I say, laid back, ya, diseret-seret gitu ngomongnya kan. Oh, sawai, nah. British lebih patah-patah. So get used to it. Those Australian, British yang diseret-seretnya udah makin susah, makin hancur tuh Australian ya. Jadi probably you can check this out. I provide here all of the links that you may find it's interesting to follow, just to kind of give you any more information or any update about the general knowledge or general information that happen around us. Why it's important? First, to train your listening part, because they have some conversation interviews there, or the writing captions, stuff like that. And the second one, it helps you to kind of give new information for your writing part, because in writing they assess your ability to answer the questions. Royhan, kalau berbeda tiap jawaban antara menggunakan American British berarti mempengaruhi nilai ya, Miss? Enggak sih, cuman we never know what the examiner will think about you gitu. Kayak khawatirnya harusnya overall score-nya 35 karena ada banyak perbedaan-perbedaan yang enggak konsisten, mungkin bisa jadi 34. Because the examiner can do whatever she or he wants to gitu. Jadi karena dinilainya, even though you take the computer, the examiner person, human being, will score your test, yeah. So it's not the automatic system. Okay. This is also some YouTube channel that I found it's interesting. Those two, the top number 2 are the teachers. So it's very good, because me as a trainers as well, I follow them and I subscribe them, and I watch how they teach their students. Both are from the UK, I think, and the rest are just entertainment channel. This is also in British Council, you can have found, but they will teach you like very simple basic information. Remember these things. If you would like to be able to speak fluently, the active skills one, you need to listen more. That's why I told you listening is the easiest part, because you just need to listen, passive, listen, and then answer the questions. After you listen, the second easiest skill is speaking. After you listen, then you try to imitate through your words, through your sentences. And the third, the easiest part is the reading. And the fourth, the hardest part is the writing. Because if you want to write well in English, you must read a lot. So that's the common sense. Jadi kalau ada yang bilang reading tuh gampang lagi, sebenarnya nggak gampang-gampang amat, karena itu keahlian tergampang ketiga secara linguistik. Yeah, because you have to absorb the information on the text based on your knowledge, based on your own competences. Okay. The next tips. If you do not the answer, try to guess. Nah, guessnya tuh nggak asal guess, because you have your own notes, and then you read the context, you look at to the spelling, to the grammar, so you can guess. Okay. Kalau yang tadi never leave any blank kan, udah tebak aja deh secepatnya. Kalau ini guessing like based on your preparation ya, bukan guess asal guess. Okay. I will show you this video. So I have shown you this, the real test. That's what Chitra asked before. Now I want to show you the 5 top tips that you might find useful for your listening. After this, we're gonna have the question answer. Section 3 and 4, please do as your homework, guys. For those who have subscribed to our program, who have registered to our program, please continue section 3 and 4. Play it once only, and you will find your final score. Keep it in your diary. Well, I mean, in our GForm, it's also recorded, yeah. But keep it for Cambridge 10 test 1. You get how much score. Okay, so it will record all of your skills until you get the same score for 3 times. That's your final score actually. For example, the last 3 scores of mine was 37, 38, 37. Still, these are in the same, what do you call, scores, this in the same band. So that's my final band. Okay. Unless you don't get the similar band, just still continue to any other options of the listening. What I want to say again, this is we also provide the audio script, guys. So for those who think like, I think this is really hard for me, repeat again, replay again, and then while you are replaying, you have a look to the audio script. Audio script itu apa sih? Audio script itu kayak gini bentuknya. So like the real tab script. Okay, so you can have a look here. Dengerin lagi sambil dengerin. Kadang didengerin lagi aja kita nggak ngeh kalau jawabannya itu yang di garis bawah gitu. Then after that you can remember cara dia ngomong garden itu garden, bukannya garden. That's the wrong type of British pronunciation. They said garden, garden, garden gitu. Pertama kali aku dengar kayak ngomong garment. Tapi kok garment kok nggak 2 syllables ya, guard, guard. Yeah. So finally you can learn from this audio script. Okay, so that's your homework for now. Let me show you these 5 top tips. If you think this is working for you, so please write it down on your notes.
5 top tips to improve your IELTS listening score. If you're preparing for your IELTS listening test, here are some simple tweaks you can make to your preparation and test technique that will make a big difference to your score. Get used to a range of accents. You've probably had friends and teachers recommend you listen to English radio to help you prepare for your IELTS listening test. That's great advice. To really maximize the benefit, you should listen to as many different accents as you can. Try listening to British, American, Canadian, and Australian radio. IELTS is an international English test, and you'll hear all of these accents in the test. Check out Australian Broadcasting Corporation, PBS, and BBC. Read the instructions carefully. It's so simple, but when you're in an actual test situation, it can be easy to overlook. Try reading the question through twice to make sure you don't miss any important points. Here's an example. If the question says, write no more than 3 words, and you write 4 words, you would not get points for giving more than what is asked. In fact, your answers will be marked as incorrect because you didn't follow the instruction. Take a little extra time to read carefully, and you can avoid wasting valuable marks. Don't leave any blanks. Don't leave any gaps on your answer sheet. Make sure you provide answers for every question, even if you have to make a guess. You won't lose marks for incorrect answers, and you might just surprise yourself by getting some correct. Look ahead. Read the questions that are coming up and think about what the question might be about. You can probably predict some key words that you need to listen for, even if you're not a fortune teller. Now remember, what you hear might not be exactly the same as what's written on the exam paper. So listen out for different words that mean the same thing, like car and automobile. These are called synonyms. The more you practice, the better. Improve your listening by finding ways to listen to English every day. The more you listen, the faster your understanding will improve and the better you'll be at picking out answers in your test. Remember, keep positive and keep practicing, and you will see improvement. Now it's your turn. What's your top tip for improving your listening score? Share it in the comments now.
So aku senang kata-katanya yang terakhir ya, keep positive. So if you feel like, why sounds too hard for me, miss?
Listen to English.
I believe this is not because you are bad or because you are, very limited, having limited skills or knowledge. No, it's not. It's just because you are not well trained enough. So you have to train yourself. That's from my experience. So I never overlook anyone in the pre-test, even though you got 4 or 3. Still, I can help you until the destination score that you want. Do you have any questions or any top tips that you might find will be useful for other people? Any tips that you want to share or any questions perhaps? Nope. All good. Lapar. All right, guys, I know during your work, in the middle, amid your busy work, working from office or working from home, you have to learn, you have to do the self-learning. It's not easy at all. I know that. I can remember 10 years back what I had done, but it will be paid off at the end, believe me. Yeah, because you are pursuing your goal in the future. Ejaan bahasa sebentar. Miss belajar tiap hari atau beberapa hari biar fokus in a week. Jadi idealnya after this class, you continue the self-learning. Yang tadi modulnya udah ada. And then you write down what's the difficulties you've got. Jadi tomorrow morning, please provide 30 minutes to continue the section 3 and 4, and then move on to the next listening test. Do by your own for 30 minutes. And then write it down in which number that you think this is so difficult for me. I need to ask Miss Devfa. So in our class on Friday, we're going to talk directly on that particular sentence or particular questions that you don't get understand. Program IELTS TransforMe mulai kapan ya? Mulai setiap Selasa dan Jumat jam 7 sampai jam 9 malam waktu Indonesia Barat. So really sorry if you are located in, middle Witawit ya. Jadi agak lebih malam. Karena jam 7 idealnya udah pada nyampe rumah begitu. Ya, jadi silakan kalau mau join nanti aku kembalikan ke Imes biar Imes yang ngasih tahu. Wait, Miss. Yes, Intan, do you have anything to say? Selalu free or enggak dong, tentunya. Karena buat nyusun materi tadi itu butuh 2 tahun, guys. Yang tadi Anda lihat modul 1 sampai 8 itu saya butuh 2 tahun untuk menyesuaikan materinya. So, it needs some amount of money, but we can make it easy. Boleh cicilan dan segala macam begitu. Ini ada diskon nggak untuk orang lama? Ada. Jadi ada banyak terms and conditions we provide. It's just 3.95 million for those 25 live sessions and 15 hours self-learning. Iya ada, nanti diinfo sama Kinan begitu ya. Alright, anything else guys? We make it easy for you guys, especially if you are a member of our community ya. I think since 2020, a lot of you, some of you follow us and very very loyal to us, and we really appreciate that. 3 kali cicil boleh nggak sih untuk yang ikutan TransforMe yang join di Telegram, kemudian pernah ikutan event kita yang berbayar, bisa dicicil sampai akhir tahun, sampai Desember begitu. Yeah, we make it easy for you guys because tolong diberitahu handai taulan dan segalanya. Ini aku bukan promosi. If they want to take the test, the preparation in other place juga, it's okay, it's fine. Beritahu bahwa September sampai Desember ini adalah tempat Anda untuk cepet-cepetan tes. Ya, jadi kalau bisa setelah kelar 6 minggu dari TransforMe, naik ada peningkatan, langsung ambil the test. Kenapa? Karena itu adalah pembukaan kampus-kampus. Mas, aku belum survive di beasiswanya. It's okay, nggak apa-apa. Kalau udah punya LOE, bisa ikutan LPDP yang jalur LOE unconditional, bisa ikutan, kalau punya LOE kayaknya lebih secure aja gitu. Kita jual dirinya lebih gampang. Ya, jadi IELTS is extremely mandatory, guys. Daripada nanti Anda biasanya pada antar aja Miss, chevening aku nggak diminta. Oke, tahu-tahu Februari dipanggil interview chevening. Nah, Mak Jos dah tuh ya, belum punya IELTS, udah dipanggil interview chevening, tembus lagi di Mei pengumuman. Hanya diberi waktu 1,5 bulan untuk bisa submit LOA Uncon, guys. Saya tentang dikejar-kejar tuh, Miss Dev bisa ngajarin nggak private bla bla bla. Mau Anda bayar semal apapun kalau saya yang nggak ada waktunya atau tim saya yang lain nggak ada, sorry to say guys, nggak bisa. Dan banyak kasus nggak jadi berangkat, padahal keterima beasiswa asing. Jadi jangan pernah overlook IELTS. Memang ada beberapa beasiswa yang bilang kita nggak minta IELTS dulu. That's bullshit guys. Kampusnya tetap minta ntar ya. Jadi itu bullshit. Cuman Turki doang yang nggak minta IELTS TOEFL tuh ya. Setahu saya semua beasiswa di seluruh dunia pasti minta itu. Either TOEFL IBT or IELTS. Jadi jangan percaya kalau ada yang bilang kita nggak di awal nggak. Ya di awal nggak. Ntar di tengah-tengah diminta. Ya, so be careful of that. Ini adalah masa yang tepat September sampai Desember. Ya, jadi tolong. Aku tahu di kantor lagi sibuk-sibuknya pasti Q3 sama Q4 ya. But please make time. Ya, teman-teman yang udah join sigap dan batch 19 jangan kaget kok hari ini rame banget. Enggak, kita cuma maksimum di 10 orang aja. Ini promosi begitu supaya teman-teman yang lain saling tahu bahwa this is worth it to finish your IELTS preparation by the end of this year and take the test immediately. Makasih Miss untuk ilmunya, sama-sama Maulina. Good luck for your preparation. So how to tune up our ears with English, Miss? Apakah question tab-nya akan sama? Question tab-nya akan sama, itu aja, multiple choice, fill in the blank, from completion, dan segala macam itu, yang ada di overview tadi, di IELTS overview. Soalnya akan sama, jadi terbiasalah dengan soal, plus kupingnya dilatih setiap hari. Ya, dengerin. Kalau aku merasa, if I play it twice, I'm fine, berarti aku bukan budek, aku cuma kurang cepet aja. Gitu ya, dan kurang cepetnya ternyata susah ngelatihnya. Info di email untuk biayanya Miss, boleh nanti tolong Kak Imes untuk next email marketing dijelasin. Royhan Miss, kalau kita ikut program Grab dan SIP SI maksudnya ya, secara barengan bisa nggak? Ya bisa banget, justru disarankan. Cuma kan kadang orang nggak ada biaya itu sampai hampir 11 juta, tapi kan itu setahun ya guys. Jadi kalau ada cicil sebulan kan cuma 1 juta doang tuh sebenarnya. Aku bisa jamin pasti ada perubahan ya. Banyak yang one shot yang akhirnya keterima. Miss berlakunya sertifikat IELTS berapa lama? 2 years, jadi pernah dibahas. Tips kayaknya kalau tes kudu harus dalam kondisi fit. Iya, betul. Contohnya murid yang besok akan tes, aku bilang malam ini udah nggak usah lagi ada simulasi-simulasi tidur, ya makan yang cukup, besok pagi akan dikuras itu dari pagi sampai jam 12. Kemarin pas ngerjain soal dari TransforMe drop banget karena capek seharian belum makan, jadi kudu well prepared. Iya, makanya kalau hasil pretest jelek wajar ya, nggak usah terlalu khawatir. Emang harus jelek, so you can see the graph is increasing significantly before you take the preparation and after you take the preparation. Thank you Miss, aku sedih kok hancur mina banget hari ini. Capek mungkin ya pulang kerja. Kalau untuk LMS Gap ini bisa self-paced kah Miss? Atau ngikutin modulnya dulu? Misal mau nyoba-nyoba sana-sini gitu Miss? Boleh-bolehnya ngayal ambi padahal itu ada waktunya. Boleh Tika, kalau Citra kalau percaya bisa mengabsorb materinya tanpa harus dijelasin, silahkan ya. Makanya aku tidak pernah takut digandakan materiku gitu ya, karena kayaknya kalau nggak dijelasin nggak ngerti dah gitu kayaknya ya. But I don't know, ada orang yang jenius mungkin kan, bisa ada yang kayak gitu. Alright, thank you so much. Aku kembalikan ke Imes, silahkan Imes ditutup. Thank you banget teman-teman udah join hari ini. Imes is still here or not? Masih mungkin. Thank you Miss, makasih Miss Devfa.
Oke, udah kedengeran suara aku?
Udah, aman.
Oke, mungkin tambahan sedikit untuk Kak Citra ya tadi yang nanya tentang LMS, itu bisa di next semua aja dulu Kak.
Oh
jadi
iya
kayak
benar.
di next semua, jadi nanti kayak udah selesai bisa dibuka dari mana aja. Jadi untuk LMS-nya itu kalau belum di next kayak prerequisite gitu deh. Jadi kalau belum buka modul yang sebelumnya, nggak bisa buka modul yang sesudahnya. Nah, jadi lihat-lihat di next itu sekalian kayak, at least pas Miss Devfa ngajar, udah tahu kayak, oh hari ini materinya apa, kayak gitu. Menurut saya tuh bisa prepare pertanyaan, prepare apapun kayak gitu. Oh, nah untuk ini ada yang tanya juga Kak Priscilla, ya, untuk LMS ini untuk yang udah register Kak, untuk yang udah register IELTS course gitu. Jadi karena sesi hari ini trial class, jadi kita tunjukin semuanya Tapi untuk yang LMS-nya ini aksesnya untuk yang udah register IELTS course kayak gitu. Jadi nah, untuk Kak Citra juga mungkin kalau saya saranin kalau mau next itu yang modul yang self learning aja. Karena di situ kan semua latihan-latihannya ya. Jadi waktu kelas itu bisa langsung nanya kayak, "Miss, saya salahnya tuh di sini ini gitu." Kayak ada bahannya gitu lah. Jadi nggak dengerin. Karena kan kalau ada yang satu orang yang nanya kan semuanya ikut belajar gitu kan, jadinya enak. Itu sih saran dari saya, dan kalau listening tuh enaknya tuh cuma 30 menit gitu loh, beda sama kayak reading tuh harus 1 jam kan, writing juga harus 1 jam, speaking ya cepet, cuman kan kita nggak bisa tahu hasilnya langsung ya. Maksudnya kalau speaking kan harus ada feedback dari orang lain gitu, jadi harus ngecek sendiri. Jadi listening tuh enak sebenarnya kayak 30 menit tuh 30 menit maksudnya nggak sampai jam gitu waktunya. Nah itu mungkin, itu dari saya buat, tadi Kak, Sandy yang mungkin nanya nanti akan saya, chat di via WA ya Kak. Terima kasih buat teman-teman yang stay sampai jam 21. Nah gambarannya kayak gini ya, setiap hari Selasa dan Jumat, kayak gitu. Jadi antara Selasa dan Jumat itu ada waktu untuk ngerjain latihan, harapannya Jumat, terus habis Jumat ada weekend kayak buat latihan lagi itu, jadi kayak makanya nggak Senin Selasa itu kan kayak 2 mepet ya gitu. Jadi TransforMe itu udah maksudnya ini ngaturnya itu udah based on pengalaman student-student yang sebelumnya. Terima kasih teman-teman semua yang udah hadir malam hari ini. Semoga bermanfaat dan jangan lupa latihan untuk section 3 dan 4-nya. Terima kasih semuanya. Terima kasih Mbak Devfa.